I was about to give up on this video since it was planned to be released last week. That way I could predict what would happen in Apple's announcement until I saw the new AirPod Max. Right after that, I even felt more confident about the rumors that we'll talk about in this video. MacBook 16-inch Pro, MacBook Pro 16-inch changes ahead. Hi, my name is Arturo and today is Tuesday, so it's rumor day. And we have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. We know Apple is not going to leave the MacBook 16-inch as it is because it's the largest of its kind and a game changer in my opinion. We also know that it's been a year since it was introduced back in November 2019, so are we missing something here? I wish I had time to upload this video 2 days ago. I rewrote the whole thing for today after the event, but a quick recap of what I thought before the event and the rewrite is that the MacBook Pro 16-inch is not going to be announced this year, specifically in Apple's event, which happened already. It simply makes no sense, and the rumors about it were totally misleading. Many people were saying, no, it's going to come out now on December, before Christmas. They were dreamers. I mean, you gotta be realistic here. There is a huge contradiction between what's happening in real life and what needs to happen with the silicon chips. But more about that later. Besides this, we also have many products on the queue to be released and many delays as well due to Corona. So when the 16-inch was released in 2019, it gained a new design with a larger screen. But other than the somewhat small redesign, it kept the components of the 15-inch model, which those components are from June 2019. So it's been a year since the 16-inch MacBook Pro was introduced and the components are almost 2 years old. So maybe it's about time for the 16-inch MacBook Pro to get an update. Right now, we know that the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, and the Mac Mini all have the M1 Apple silicon chip, which by the way makes a huge difference in speed. Okay, so you may be wondering why the M1 chip appears in the small computers first and doesn't support the largest ones, which are the Pro models. The reason is that the first Apple silicon chip, the M1, is relatively low powered and therefore the peak for the models that it can handle. Apple said in its announcement that the M1 is the first of its kind, therefore I suspect that the Pro 16-inch is going to have a much bigger chip to handle better computations. That's just my opinion, ranging from media encoding to gaming, especially in gaming, because I believe that Apple is going to move away from boot camp, but we'll talk about that later. The amazing integrated power of the Apple silicon chip is what we have all been waiting for, and it will drive the future of the Mac in my opinion. This will remove the logo of Apple being a family computer and more like a power computer for power users. To begin with, there will be no need to install Boot Camp for gamers or Windows users that want to use their Windows software. But that's another topic. I'll make another video about that. So, some people believe that we'll see a new MacBook 16-inch Pro in 2020. I keep pronouncing that backwards, like putting the Pro and the 16-inch all over the place anyway. Which will mark over the year since the model's introduction. Again, I'm 99% sure that we're not going to be able to see a MacBook Pro 16-inch this year before in December of this year. It's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. Also, usually accurate analyst Minchi Kuo thinks that the 16-inch MacBook Pro may not arrive until 2021, mid-2021. He originally thought that the 16-inch MacBook Pro models would arrive before the end of 2020, but he believes that due to coronavirus related delays affecting a new screen technology that Apple is using, the launch won't happen until 2021. And this thought has been confirmed with the latest release of Apple the AirPod Max, because that's probably gonna be the latest release that Apple is gonna do this year. So the chances of seeing a new MacBook Pro 16-inch this year is not that high, since Apple still has a lot to show and they usually don't do these changes that often. Digging for more info, there are speculations that we could see an Intel processor update that the 16-inch MacBook Pro is going to use, which I think it would be stupid to have, since everyone wants the new and futuristic Apple silicon chip, but that's just my opinion. I'll keep on the lookout and let you guys know, but anyway, would you be willing to buy it if it comes with the Intel processor, or would you wait until it ships with a silicon chip? Anyway, Apple had 3 events this autumn, but from time to time the company releases new products without a fuss. For example, the second generation AirPods and the 16-inch MacBook Pro were released this way, and Apple didn't say anything. Is this behavior expected for the 16-inch MacBook Pro? Maybe, but unlikely. I feel like Apple is taking advantage of the momentum they have to keep their customers in the know, sort of like a TV show that releases new season and the users are expecting it. That's how I feel. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video, click the subscribe button down below to either stay updated or have some fun with me predicting Apple rumors. Going onto the screen, the reason why Analyst Min-Chi Kuo predicts that the new 16-inch MacBook Pro won't arrive until 2021 is based on his sources that claim that Apple is looking to adopt mini LED screen panels for its Macs. And this would be awesome because the new mini LED panels offer rich white color gamut, I don't know, don't laugh, you told me how to say that. So anyway, so as well as high contrast ratio, high dynamic range, and more. Mini LED should also result in thinner, more power efficient panels that don't suffer from burn-in, which is an issue with the OLED displays. In March 2020, he had said that this change was on track for 2020 and unaffected by coronavirus. However, in May 2020, we're still talking about Min-Chi Kuo, the predictor analyst, suggests that his plans were in fact being delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, and therefore the 16-inch MacBook Pro won't arrive until early 2021. Again, it's not gonna arrive until mid to fall 2021, not earlier. That is just a fact. Anyway, going on to the processor, if the next 16-inch MacBook Pro doesn't arrive until 2021, that will at least give Apple some time to develop its own silicon ARM-based processor suitable for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. However, it is possible that the next MacBook Pro will run the 10th generation Intel processor, which are already available, but no comments on this. Switching to the graphics, when the 16-inch MacBook Pro came to existence, it kept the same processor as early models, but it gained new graphics. If Apple's next 16-inch MacBook Pro comes with Apple silicon chip, it will likely have integrated Apple graphics, which will be a concern for creative Mac users who prefer discrete graphics, discrete GPUs. Now, in a memo, Apple tried to calm their minds by saying, don't assume a discrete GPU means better performance. They also said the integrated GPU in Apple's processor is optimized for high performance graphics card. So, for those nerdy viewers, which GPU would you be willing to get? Let me know below. But going on to the camera and Face ID, we'd love to see a FaceTime camera on the MacBook Pro because it still offers a shockingly poor 720p camera. Alright, so I'm gonna pull out my camera here from my grandma and I'm gonna... Alright, there you go. Can you see it? Yeah, so this one has better camera than the MacBook Pro. Come on, Apple, step it up. As a comparison, we have the iPhone 11 FaceTime camera that offers 1080p HD video recording and 12 megapixels camera. Mind blowing. Anyway, Apple really needs to step up its game with the camera, and even more now that we're in the age of the video conference and it's booming. Anyway, would also like to see the true depth camera appear in the MacBook Pro range, enabling Face ID. But this is what users want. It's not a rumor. Apple is not working on them, that we know. Going on to the touch bar. Sorry for those of you who hate it, but there are no rumors that Apple is removing it in anytime soon. If you love it, good for you. You might see it on the next update. If you don't, too bad for you. And finally, we have the Wi-Fi 6, which is still in its infancy, but is starting to arrive. Unfortunately, it hasn't yet appeared on any Mac laptop or desktop. I feel like this is a must for Apple, and it's falling behind on this. The vast majority of other laptops already have it implemented. But hey, it's Apple. Maybe they implement it 5 years from now and we'll be like, yay, new features, lol. Anyway, we still love you, Apple. We love your products, and many of us will buy this 16-inch, even if it comes with the Intel processor. Not me, but for those of you who will buy it, bear in mind that it will cost you, that all the applications for Apple will be moving towards the Apple Silicon chip, and the developers are aware of it. So everyone is developing right now for the Apple Silicon chip because that's the future. Just a note there. The third-party apps are even dividing now their apps into two categories. The Apple Silicon support and the Intel support. And I think that in the future, 2 to 3 years from now, they will stop supporting the Intel processor because it's a lot of work for the developers, and I think that everything is moving towards the Apple Silicon. Conclusion. I have it super clear that the MacBook 16-inch is not going to show up with the new dress this year. It simply won't. I expect it to arrive late in 2021 for all the reasons I mentioned before, and hopefully by then the Corona is over, and we get to enjoy to physically go to the Apple store. I'm kind of disappointed to hear rumors about the 10th generation Intel processor now that we have the Apple Silicon chip, but I truly hope that the next MacBook Pro 16-inch comes with the Apple Silicon because it's what we need. This change is coming and it will be very welcome. By the way, I don't think that the Intel processors are bad. I actually have them for many years, but I think that the move towards the Apple Silicon is the good right way step. I don't even know how many. It is the way to go, because it has proven now with the M1 chip that it is the way to go. The performance improvement. Let me put an example. The MacBook Air is even faster now with the Apple Silicon than my MacBook Pro 16-inch from 2019. That's crazy. Anyways, with love and respect, I truly hope you found this video useful. Please consider subscribing, and I wish you great holidays. Until next time.